picture. Alright. Baku put us on this guy. I actually really enjoyed watching his video. I think it was like last stream actually. This is horror games I could easily survive number 3.
You know, I've said this before. When it comes to scary entertainment, horror—
Wait, did we watch this one? Let's start this over again. We are watching horror games I could easily survive 3 by Derek.
You know, I've said this before. When it comes to scary entertainment, horror games got it. But what if we took it a step further? What if instead of playing these games and controlling the characters, we went for that full immersive experience and we're in the games? Would we survive?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's exactly what we're doing today. Today, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we gonna be going over some horror games.
Oh my god, she's so hot, mommy.
And I don't got no time to spare. Y'all know what we do. Strategy, game plan, thought process. And of course, some other ones that I can't.
I love her!
A lot of y'all may know that I've gone over this
hydrate.
series before. But in case you don't know it, Fears to Fathom is like any other horror game series, except
Fears to
these
Fathom?
games
I've never heard of
are
this
based
one.
on true stories. And not like The Conjuring based on a true story where they exaggerate everything, like a pencil will fall and they'll be like, "It was a demon!" Nah, I'm talking real stories with real events submitted by real people. And that makes these games automatically way scarier than other games. Last time I went over one of these, I did Carson House, which is about, spoiler alert, about your pet ex breaking into your crib and trying to kill you. I know,
The hell?
relatable. So this time I decided I'll go over the latest installment of the series, Fears to Fathom, episode 5, Woodbury Getaway. In this one, we play as this girl who's planning a cabin
Woodbury
trip with her
Getaway?
buddies. And since it takes place in 2007 and Airbnb didn't exist yet, they rent this cheap spot through a website like back in the good old days.
Rent a
But
cabin?
on the way up there, stuff gets a little weird. First off, one of the 2 friends that was coming on the trip with you starts running late. So you're stuck alone with your other friend, which you may be like, "Oh, how was that bad?" The other friend is a dude, which wouldn't be a problem if he wasn't a dude who clearly likes you. Yeah, and he's not so discreet about it either.
He
He's
looks
one of those, "Where my
creepy."
hug at" dudes. Type of dude to smell the top of your head when he hugs you.
Where
and
my
stuff.
hug
So,
at?
you know, that's already bad. Then
Where
the
my
area
hug
the
at,
cabin
chat?
is in, the locals are just weird. And I'm not even saying that because they're all chopped. Like, you know, they're nice, but weirdly nice. Like, you know what I'm talking about? That ever happened to y'all? You go to another state or city and everyone there just seems off. That junk is scary. I remember one time I was in Pennsylvania visiting a friend and we stopped at the mall and it was the weirdest thing. I'm in the mall, right? And these dudes walking past me are like smiling at me and greeting me and stuff. Like, ugh. I thought I was in the mall, not Chick-fil-A, bro. Keep it pushing. And just when you thought I couldn't get
When I went to, I forgot where I went. I think it was like Texas or something. Or Florida. I don't know, but I was like going back home with my friends and it was in Texas, I remember. After WeebCon last year, we Ubered to a mall, like the nearest mall, because we had time before our flight. And the mall was so fucking weird. It was insane. I swear that mall wasn't real. It had like stores that I've never seen in my life. There was not like a single store except the Spencer's that I could like recognize. Weirdest fucking NPC mall. And there was no one there too. Backrooms all mall? Yes! That's what it felt like. But that's where I got like my peak ass shirts from this like Spencer's that was there. Oh.
any weirder for our main character. When they arrive at the cabin, they find the owner of the crib just chilling there. Yeah, like man, your Airbnb host is just kicked up at the spot you rented talking about some, "Oh, my bad, I was just fixing the sink." Like, are we serious? This one 99 a night gets us?
I would be
or
so
at least
freaked out
that's
if
who
my
they
host
thought
was there.
was the owner of the crib. Because after our friend leaves to go get our other friend who was running late, we're left alone with this host. And after we receive a message from the host while he's right in front of us, we realize this guy is not the host. Yup, Woodbury Getaway is about a stranger infiltrating your cabin without you even realizing it. Which is kind of like the last one we did, but he was already in there, so it's different. But yeah, that's what we're dealing with this time. And I'm gonna be honest, This is just too easy. You telling me my
Just beat him
opposition
up.
in this
Pa,
one
pa,
is an
pa, pa,
old
pa.
man who, let's be honest, is homeless. He's illegally staying in someone else's
Like
crib.
that.
He's homeless. And what? Has a hammer for a weapon? Oh, please. At least the one from the last game was a meth head, so she had, like, you know, some extra durability. But this dude is a regular. Matter of fact, I'm gonna save myself the time and the energy
looks like
and do
someone
what the girl
I
should have
will
done when
not
she
say a
found this
name
guy
of.
with a phone. If I was in this, the
But he
second I
looks
get
like
a text
someone
message from the actual host while
that
this
I've seen
phony
online.
host is right in front of me, I'ma simply be like, excuse
Good
me,
night, babe.
let me go to the bathroom real quick. And I'm texting my weirdo friend to come back immediately. He gonna come rushing back because, you know, he like me or whatever. And at the same time, I'll tell the actual host to call the cops just like in the game. And after that, it'll be happily ever after. I'll be Gucci Kabuchi. Energy saved, time saved, and I didn't even break a nail.
Resident Evil. Oh, mommy.
I know I had
That's
to.
where my
I had to
mother
bring
is.
it back. Once again, we got Resident Evil, but this time,
Hi,
Resident
Kevin.
Evil 8. If you don't know this one takes place a few years after Resident Evil 7, where after saving our girl, we finally settled down and had a baby. Oh my goodness, can I get an applause?
Let's
Can I get an
go.
applause? But although things started off good, we know something gotta go down. And this one might have one of the craziest intros to a game I've ever seen. Because within the first 2 seconds of this one, my wife, the mother of my child, the woman I hold so dear and cherish so much,
Don't say she gets killed.
gets gunned down immediately.
No!
And me and my baby both get kidnapped.
What the
Yup,
heck?
and just like the last game, I'm tasked with rescuing my baby. But instead of it being from a Louisiana home,
Is
it
that
a
really what it's
full
about?
castle.
I've never played it.
Yeah, just keep the baby, bro. At this point, I'm gonna just do a full reset. Do you know what
Honestly,
just to see her get mowed down right
no.
in front of me? Yeah, just keep it, bro. I already
Yeah,
dealt with them
I kind of
hillbillies. You
agree
think I'm
with
gonna go and rescue someone from a castle now? What you think I look like, Mario? I don't even know that baby that well for me to go face off against a freaking fish monster, a doll maker. Yeah, I know how I feel about dolls. A lady who's practically a vampire, which I don't mind this one that much. And no joke, a dude who can manipulate metal. Yeah, they got me facing off against freaking Magneto. And that ain't even including the little minions running around and the final boss. Keep the baby, bro. I'm surviving this one. I'll move to Jamaica and just start over.
That's crazy. Oh
this game is
my
probably the most
god.
different one out of all of them. Yeah, it's a survival game like the
Yo,
rest where you're
I
being
used to
chased
play
by
as
a killer.
Resident
But
Evil
the thing
so
about
much.
this game is these dudes got everybody and they mama on the roster. Yeah, I'm
what is this
talking
called?
Chucky, Michael Myers, Ghostface, Leatherface, Pinhead, Pyramid
not
Head,
Resident
Jigsaw,
Evil.
the
What is
Ring
it
Girl,
called?
Freddy Krueger,
I
a
forgot what it's
Xenomorph,
called.
and a Demogorgon. Like, are we serious?
Where you
a
run around
Demogorgon?
and then
You
one of
already
your
had a
team
Xenomorph. And to
Dead by
make things worse,
Daylight.
this is already on top of their very own
Did
roster.
you guys ever play the game? I remember the only time I ever played it, and I was like freaking addicted to this game, was when I had my PS4, and I would play with my cousins a lot, and that shit was addicting. But then, you know, once I got my PC, I just never really got back into it. And I heard that, like, it's really toxic right now. At least, like, that's what it seems like with all the horror streamers. Oh my god, I've seen so many toxic incidents, it's crazy.
Of killers.
I don't think I want to touch the game on stream.
This is ridiculous. Like, how am I supposed to hang? I know my strategies be elite, but if these dudes jump me, I won't even have time to
always
think.
toxic.
But luckily for me, the game isn't played like that. In the game, yeah, there's hella killers, but you face them one at a time. So with this knowledge, now do I stand a chance? No. Because even if you do manage to outrun these dudes, the only way to leave the airs in this game is to fix 5 generators, which is like, look at me. I look like I could do a lot of things. Swing a baseball bat, maybe run a deli, but fix a generator? Come on, y'all, let's be real. Yeah, this is looking like a loss. And I know once the other 3 people I'm with get murked, there's a little hatch that opens up that you could escape through, but that's only if you find it. And I never did. Even in my most consistent era of playing this game, which was, I don't know, 2018, I would never find a hatch. So I'm not banking on that, I'm sorry. This one's a loss, y'all. Don't get it twisted though. I ain't saying I'm rooting to all the killers. Now when there's people like Chucky and Ghostface running around, you know they're getting whooped. But a majority of them,
Ghostface.
yeah, I won't lie, they got it. I'm not gonna lie, this may sound crazy, but this might be my favorite horror game ever. So
What
Be
is this
prepared for
one?
the app. Until Dawn is a decision-based horror game
Until
where we follow this
Dawn?
group of teens or young adults who are staying at a ski lodge. Pretty dope trip, I gotta do it one day. But after playing a bit of a bad prank on one of their friends, it kinda sorta maybe leads to her and her sister's death. Yep.
What?
But it's not over, because after these tragic losses, they get the bright idea to come back again the next year. Yeah, two
What
of their
the
closest
fuck?
friends
Why?
died because of them, and instead of calling it quits, they're like, so we bringing Uno next time, or? But this time when they returned to the lodge, stuff was different, because this time there was not one, not two, but 3 potential killers after them.
Oh,
Who are they
shit.
and why are they doing it? I'll get to that in a second. And with no power in the crib or service on their phones, they have to try and survive until dawn. So yeah, this won't be, but I always find a way. Before I even get to my strategies though, and yes, strategies, because I have multiple, I gotta make a few things clear when it comes to what we're facing in this.
I live under a rock. I've never played like any of these games. All I played was fucking like Minecraft and Roblox.
Because when I said we're going up against 3 potential killers, I kinda lied. Kinda. Because in the game, 2 of the killers ain't even like really killers. They're more misunderstood. One is Josh, who's the brother of the sister that died because of the prank. And to me, if he actually did want to murk the whole cast,
does a 360 flip?
I understand. You think you're just gonna indirectly kill my sisters and it's gonna be peaches and roses? Nah. Still, I wouldn't want him to, but I'd understand. Instead though, he takes on this fugazi jigsaw personality to prank them back. And the other is the flamethrower guy.
In Overwatch? Yeah, in Overwatch.
Not very well kept, but he's not a bad guy. As a matter of fact, he's actually trying to take out the real problem in this game. A skinny, ugly, monstrosity. Hella strong, hella durable, hella fast, can imitate people's voices, and its only weakness is fire. This thing is a problem. And while you may be thinking, well, on the bright side, you only gotta worry about the one Wendigo, right? There are 14 of these things. Not just all roaming around. I don't want to make it seem that crazy. But if I made the wrong choices and ran into the wrong building, I could run into them. So yeah, this just went from difficult to extremely difficult. But I think I'll
What game is this?
I mean, not to brag, but I'm a brag. I got the good ending on my first run of the game. Yeah.
Nice.
I did abandon Emily in those mines though. Point is though, I got this. Alright, so we already know that in the game, I'm gonna have to deal with at least one
until dawn.
But
it's still until dawn.
I'm not even thinking about that. Cause part of my first strategy is realizing all this stuff only started happening after that dang prank. If you ain't know, all this stuff only happened because the main cast of the game pretty much pranked her friend Hannah by convincing her that the guy she wanted, Mike, was down to get down, if you get what I'm saying. But when she got in the room and found out it was a setup, she ran out the lodge, leading to her sister running after her and both of them, you know, dying. And this junk pisses me off to this day. Cause,
really?
Bro, talk about over dramatic. I understand they pranked you, you were humiliated, you were embarrassed.
I would go lock myself in a room.
Woods with no coat during a blizzard? What you think? You in a movie? Oh, here he goes blaming the victim. Is Hannah really that innocent though? Really? I'm not saying what happened to her was deserved. I'm not saying that. But that guy she liked wasn't like some rando or something. It was one of her best friend's boyfriend. And I can only speak for guys. I don't know if ladies got something like this. Y'all can let me know if y'all do. But guys have a rule for these situations. And it goes something like this. You don't do that. So honestly, a prank is calm
that true,
compared
guys?
to what I've seen other people get for doing the same thing. But I will say, where they dragged it was the whole recording thing. I was like, mother, is that a selfie stick? The point is, all this happens because these dudes wanted to prank her and record.
What the hell?
Whether Hannah was being over dramatic or was innocent or whatever, doesn't matter in this situation. Because if I was in the game, this wouldn't happen at all. And that's my first strategy. If I was in the game, I would have caught off the prank. Put the selfie stick down, Matt. All of this could have been prevented if they just had a simple conversation. And the funny part is, the girl who orchestrated this prank wasn't even the girl that was dating Mike. It wasn't Emily, it was Jessica, the girl who ends up taking Mike from Emily later. So what was the point in all this? That's like me snitching on you because you attempted to go rob a bank and then I go rob that bank. Yeah, strategy 1, I'm calling off the prank. Even if I didn't know this other stuff, bullying is just not in my nature. Unless I'm on the game, I'm a pretty nice guy. But let's say all this stuff still does happen.
No way this actually happens.
The next year with the whole crew. How am I gonna deal with Josh playing Fugazi Jigsaw and a Wendigo? Well, that's also pretty simple. Here comes my second strategy. We know that Josh only got a chance to play Psycho Killer so well because he was left alone with only 2 people. But if I'm there, not a single person is leaving that crib on my watch. It's true. I don't care how bad Jesse and Mike want to get one in or how bad Emily wants to get her bag. No one is leaving the lodge until we get them lights on. Once we do, they can go die in the mines or on the mountain if they want to. But until then, ain't no one leaving. And with everyone forced into the crib, Joshua over here won't risk doing any of that stupid jigsaw stuff. Oh, but what about the Wendigo? You don't even gotta worry about that, because this plan kills two birds with one stone. Because after we get the lights on, the Wendigo won't even come near the...
So is Joshua's the little scary guy with the needle?
Grit. Why? Well, because from what we know, they only hunt at night. Meaning, the light during the day probably affects their vision. Meaning, a huge source of light like this house would be a turn off for the Wendigo. Meaning, we good! Wendigo gonna have to hold another L. She ain't eating me. It's just that easy, y'all. It really is.
Josh is the evil guy. Mouth washing? I think I've heard of this one.
Asked for this one. Mouthwashing is a horror game where we follow this crew aboard a spaceship who are stranded after some idiot on board caused their ship to crash. And with no one coming to save them and barely any supplies, they try and hold out with nothing but a little bit of hope and hella mouthwash. Boom. We got the whole setup. Now, before I continue, let me just say, this game is one of the most disturbing pieces of media I've ever experienced. Like, I don't know why I only thought movies could get this disturbing, but this game got it. And just like Dead by Daylight, this game is different than the rest. And not because of some difficulty thing, although it is pretty difficult.
Welcome in, Raiders! Welcome in! Thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a good stream. We're currently watching YouTube videos. Horror games I could easily survive, number 3.
With mouthwashing is, throughout the whole game,
learning about mouthwashing right now.
If we're not playing as Jimmy, who, if you don't know, might as well be the devil. Like, he's a terrible guy.
You guys do?
And an idiot. Actually, the same idiot who crashed the spaceship. We're playing as Curly, who obviously isn't as bad as Jimmy, but bro, this man is the GOAT of doing nothing. I just can't be either of the main characters in this game. I refuse to. So for this scenario, let's just say I'm a part of the crew instead. What am I gonna do to get out this situation? I mean, what can I do? The ship is destroyed. We don't got much besides mouthwash. And if we step outside, it's space. So we're dead. What I will do though, even if I am gonna go out, I'm not gonna let this bum stupid Jimmy waste any more of our precious oxygen on his ship. Forget all these time skips. Day 0 after the crash, me and Swansea paying Jimmy over here a visit and packing him up. After that, me and the rest of the crew could just slowly go out, cause hey, at least Jimmy's gone. Mouthwashing though, yeah, this is a loss.
That's funny. Parasocial?
Parasocial is another Chili as our horror game, just like the first time around. But instead of playing as a barista, this time we play as a female streamer. Yup, all my Discord members, your dream has finally been fulfilled. Derica FDB is finally real. Kitty headphones and all. But being a female streamer ain't all sunshine and rainbows. Cause yeah, I already know some of y'all gonna be like, what you mean? You can just boot up a hot tub stream and run up some donos. Nah, it ain't that sweet. I mean, I could do that. But my point is, there's things that come with it. Whether you're playing into the meta or just being regular, as a female streamer, you gotta be careful. Cause them same dudes donating, spamming W's, you know, tier 3 sub for 4 years, could be the same ones thinking you their girlfriend and following you home. And that's exactly what this one's about. What? Parasocial relationships. Meaning, we got another stalker on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. What? So that should be easy, right? Just pop my domain like I did last time and I win.
Domain expansion?
In this game, it's a bit more elaborate than that. You see, the stalker in this game has multiple chances to get me. But for some reason, he don't. He sees me at the store, he sees me in the elevator. The dude even gets into my apartment and he don't do nothing. What is wrong with you? What, you just stalking me for the love of the game, for sport? Try and kill me already. This dude even pulls up on me in the coffee shop and starts watching my VODs right next to me. Now, I'm not gonna lie, if one of y'all pulled this on me, just expect to get popped or the authorities calling me immediately. I'm not playing. But the point is, this dude is just not doing anything. Instead, what he'll do is he'll pull up to my stream and say all this weird stuff in my chat. Like, what is going on? Y'all know I don't stalk people often, so I don't know too much. But this isn't regular stalker activity. He would have struck by now. So what is going on? Well, it turns out, while you do have a stalker, it's not actually a tier 15 sub from your streams. It turns out, it's your ex. And not just him, but someone he hired to stalk you. His uncle who's pretending to be a cop so you don't go to them. And his mama who's pretending to be the building manager to monitor you. How the frick did he get his mama to do this? And he's doing that so he can look like a hero when he...
There's no way. There's no way that's the lore behind this game. I never knew about this. You got a Hollow 10 Milky and I. Yo, that's awesome.
He comes
I love
to
them.
save you from your stalker and get back with you. I know, insane. And while I am pretty smart, you know, I know big words, homeostasis, I don't think I would figure this out. So then how would I deal with this? Well,
What
after
the
some
hell?
thinking, it hit me. Bro, I'm a streamer, a female streamer. Sorry, I just like doing that effect. It has nothing to do with it. But I'm a streamer, a pretty successful one at that. 2K live viewers? That's
That's
cool.
insane.
That pool is gonna
That's
be what
fucking
wins me this
crazy.
one. Imagine this. The stalker, after successfully following me around for the day, tuned into my stream to torment me and send me some more cryptic
Move,
messages
bruh.
or whatever. As soon as I see his messages pop up on the feed, all he gonna hear is, yo, chat, find out where this guy lives. His heart gonna immediately drop to his end. And considering my viewers are Japanese,
Wait. That's kind of a move. That's kind of a move. Cause then all the good people are gonna team up against them. And there's some fucking crazy people on the internet.
I have no doubt they'll
Yo,
find
this guy
every drop of
cooking.
info about this man. And that ain't even racist. Japan
This guy
got one
is
of the highest
cooking,
average
bro.
IQs, so back off. In fact, they'll find so much info that my ex will have no choice but to call off his little ruse. And then he'll leave me alone. No violence, no bloodshed, just a little intimidation of one of his employees, and he'll realize the power this VTuber holds. Only downside is I'll probably get banned if I'm streaming on somewhere like Twitch and lose my livelihood for a little. And before you say, oh, but you could just tell me you were being stalked and felt unsafe. You think Twitch cares about their streamers' safety? Nope, but parasocial, I'm surviving. That was pretty much all the horror games I wanted to go over this time, and y'all know what to do. Comment down below the ones you guys think I was wrong or right about. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but y'all, we are 120,000 subs away from that mill. Like, it's actually crazy. I don't even know what to say. I ain't gonna celebrate too early because you never know, but thank you guys so much. We still got that charity thing going on at the end of the year, so keep sending in some charities y'all want to see me donate to. That's already 8.8K secured for charity. Y'all are amazing.
Wow.
And moral of the story?
Yo, that's a lot.
It was a demon!
Boop. That was so funny. I love his videos.